That could be better. All right. Hi, it's me, Jermaine Callando, back with another one. So, first and foremost, welcome back. This is November. That's why this is happening. So, this is RomCom month. I'm giving y'all reviews as much as possible. I have been dropping the ball, but not on purpose. It's because, like, my last week was very, very, like, busy. And that's happening this week, too. I finally finished Bros, and I think y'all understand what we're going with like, different decades. This movie is this year. So, first and foremost, yay for being made. And it is a very different rom com. First movie we did was When Harry Met Sally, and the second one was Bridget Jones' Diary. The next one's going to be To All the Boys I Love. And then I'm going to do a black film next. And that's just how I'm going to go about it. I wanted to do a queer movie for this month as well because I really do love rom coms and I do want to feel represented too. But at the same time, there are not enough of them. There are not that many. Most, okay, how can I say this without sounding like an asshole? So, first and foremost, most gay movies have teenage angst. And this movie had a lot. It took a long time for me to finish this movie because it was a lot. If you watch this movie, this is a review, but also this is a critique. Do not send any of these people this thing without understanding, first and foremost, that I'm giving them their flowers. It is hard to have a queer movie in this day and age that does not have a lot of heteronormal things. And also, it is hard to have rom coms now. Rom coms aren't a part of this world's acknowledgement, and we don't always do that because in the queer world now we have open relationships, we have a variety of flavors out in the world. So it's kind of like, why would we want to simplify that for love? You know what I'm saying? And I have many thoughts, many takes. And my main take for myself mainly is tough titty, but also it's true. As a person that believes in love, that is in a relationship with someone that does really want marriage, that wants a traditional, like my own version of what my love life would be, I have always known that's what I wanted. So watching this movie, it had a broader take on life. It took several times because Billy Eichner's a lot. Oh, I kept feeling like, damn, is he attacking all the gays? Am I that gay? Am I? Oh, oh. And it was so hard. But I will say, once you get to the point that he made at the middle of the movie, I was like, well, damn, I'm judging you too. That's messed up in me. I knew better. Bad gay. Bad gay. And in a world, I'm not gonna lie, it's hard because it is a good movie. First and foremost, the movie is a great rom com, but it's not a traditional rom com. It is bros. So it's two dudes, so they meet in a nightclub. You know, when you're out there with your bills, out with your girls, with your little boy, doing it, and whoopie out. You meet people at night. Nightlife is a great week to meet people. We have, as a queer person, we have Grinder. As a black person that's queer, we have Jack. As a fluffy, there is, what is it, Scruff? Yeah, so there are apps for gays. There is. In more popular cities like New York is where this is taking place. It helps that that is the truth. They're not shying away from like, hey, they're hot. Billy Eichner has a sexy ass body. That's first and foremost. The love interest does have a sexy ass body. I don't know his name. I'm so sorry, that man. This is a review. I promise you, I know it'd be like, all right, now I know it's my phone. I know I'm recording on my phone, and it's the first time I'm not recording on my phone, so I can't actually like do the roundabout of like, let me Google the name. But first and foremost, it is a great queer movie. And as a whole, they make sure you see every last person. There is trans women, there are bisexual men, there are non-binary, and that's the goal sometimes to tell people that you have it. Um, Billy Eichner plays Bobby, and his love interest is Aaron. He's played by Luke. Oh, McFarlane. I can't say his name. McFarlane. Okay, yeah, McFarlane, and they have a cast of multiple people. I will say it's very funny that they have a guy named Steve that Loki did just a cameo, and he's the third person they have on here. Oh, what a wild thing! For Google, I was like, how the hell did Steve get so close up in here? So Billy Eichner wrote it. So it is written with his thing and with his eye point. And if you know anything about Billy Eichner, Billy on the Street, you understand that he's a loud, proud person. Whew. And his review is in life is that as well. So it started off with a podcast. So he has his own podcast, and he's really strong about queer history. And it is really big to tell people queer history does matter. And a lot of gay men and women, or it's not plus, don't always think about it because times have changed. But also, these are the people that it's one of those people where you have someone that's going to over engulf it. It's like nonstop, and you're sometimes like, oh, so much, so much, so much, so much. Can it stop? And what I do love about this movie, especially, is that I feel like almost every last person is a queer person, queer icon, queer person. About this movie, Aaron's family. I was another there's a queer guy, and also there's the mom. She's from family. What is it? Married with Kids. I don't know about the dad. I was like, what a silent man. There's a lot of stars in today's world. We have Boy Yang from Saturday Night Live, T.S. Madison. You know, T.S. Madison, big deal. I love you, T.S. Madison. What's up? Thank you. I love you. They have Guillermo Diaz. He plays a straight character. Monica Raymond. I do not know. So if I don't know you in real life as a as like your as an actor or actresses, like your standpoint, I kind of be like, don't know. Dot Mary Jones, Eve Liturgy, play Tamara Cherry, um, Jim Rash, and Miss Lawrence are the main cast. There are a lot of additives. There's also Guy Durham, and that's kind of mainly it. There are a lot of like cameos with more queer icons like Harvey Firestein, Kristen Chenoweth, and the list kind of just keeps going on. There's Simone that plays Marty. It's such a strong cast of that, and then there's a lot more cameos with also straight people, which is a big deal. I want you to always like understand that that's my whole standpoint. Now let's go on with the movie. First and foremost, Rose just came out, so if this movie ruins you, I'm so sorry. It is in theaters and it will be probably in streaming services as soon as possible. So if you could watch it in theaters and supporting queer movies does matter. It's just like supporting black movies. Yeah, it matters. I don't know what I'm going to do next month. I really don't know. But I'm really excited. It is a story of two people meeting, but these are antisocial people. They're both antisocial, which in this day and age, antisocial is kind of the norm. Um, First and foremost, pandemic happened. Do not forget that, and we're isolated. We're in the digital world. So the last two movies, Bridget Jones meets both people at parties. When Harry met Sally. This is just my through line. So Harry met Sally. They met in college. They met through a friend, and then they knew each other from New York. So they knew each other from Chicago to New York. These two people meet in chance. One of them says like, "Oh hey, he's cute. I heard he's blind though." And then Billy Bobby meets. Let me see his name guy first. Hold on, because this is so rude. I gotta at least know the character's name, child. What's up? Bobby and Aaron. Bobby meets Aaron at the nightclub. And then Bobby, being Bobby, is literally telling him all about his life. And he's gonna, that's what he does. He's just a big bro person. He's a big broy person. He's broad. He's the moment. He's everything. Now, when someone is like a lot, even the antisocial, but they're so personable, it's kind of funny because you're like, what is that? He is truly an extrovert introvert, like me. I'm mostly an extrovert. I have introvert moments. Like doing this right now, it's like my introvert stuff. Like, guys, I watched a movie, but I'm gonna let you know. That's me, like, y'all know my world, okay? The movie is really sweet because Aaron is this broy guy, and in the world, he is masculine. And in the gay world, what does that mean? Like, mass for mass is what he'll go, kind of what we presume. Like, for a person that is just myself, most people consider me femme. I'm me. I'm just me. Okay, I'm just me. But for a person that will meet me out in the world, like, I have a high pitched voice, and I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm really shapely. So naturally, I will get filmed naturally. It's a hard world we live in. They're both in their 40s, early 30s, like late 30s, 40s. So they've both had hookups all most of the times. They're both in New York, so they know the drill. They know the drill. Get bodies, and they have random sex from time to time. Both of them have sex from time to time. Aaron is really hot, and that is the whole point of this movie. Is that Aaron's hot. Bobby's interesting. Aaron's hot. Aaron has depth. Aaron has hidden depth though. So most of the movie, you'll learn more and more about Aaron's hidden depths. So like when you first meet him, they're both antisocial. They both feel the same way. They don't want to be allowed to party. They like, oh, they have this like that the thing. He's like, well, I got hit up, and so it's like, yo, these two dudes. I mean, they're nice. So I kind of got to go do it. So they have a foursome. That's how they first have sex, and their chance encounter keeps happening. So Bobby is this very important person where he has a podcast, he has all these grants, he's been trying to open this museum with his friends, with T.S. Madison, Miss Lawrence, the gang of the HBCUs. And it's an LGBT center. It's a museum for the first of its kind. And in New York, of all places, makes the most sense, truly. I implore people that we should have more of these things. It's a good thing. So that's the main plot. Is we need funding for this because we need backers. And Aaron is a money guy. He's business, like his profession is literally kind of like doing wills. Like he's a lawyer for wills. That's what he does. Bobby is this, passionate person that, he can sell anything. He's very passionate. It's just he's also so the problem that this doesn't have a problem. Like I said, it's a hard watch because it's also broy. So as someone that's like, I love rom-coms. I just came for the moment. I just want rom-coms. That's kind of what my goal is most of the movie. This movie, literally, most of the movie is broy. So like, they're arguing, they rough up and everything like that. And that gets Aaron going and also gets Bobby going. And that's when they start having sex solo. And they start having this now like connection because every time Aaron's alone with Bobby, he allows him in more. He tells him like, "Hey, I just have this crush on this guy. I found that he's gay now. I'm like, that's a thing. And that's in Bobby's head. He said, I will never let go of this thought. It's like secretly that was his crush. Any person you have a crush on in your teens, and if you find you have a way to them, and they still look really great, which this guy did because he was engaged and then he became gay, he got, that's the thing. So Bobby and Aaron are getting more serious. They go to Fire Island, and they in Providence Town. No, I think they go to Providence Town. So sorry. They go to Providence Town for more backers and everything. They have this backer. Aaron helps Bobby with the money for it, and because of that, that's how the museum is saved, because of Aaron, which touches Bobby a lot. Bobby has a sweet, sweet voice. Won't lie to y'all, I skipped the end because he starts to sing. I don't need that. I don't need that. And Aaron lets him in a little bit more. He also says, like, I used to want to bake. I used to want to be a chocolatier. I was like, that's that gay. Now that's gay. Look at you being gay. Mass for who when you want chocolates? Okay, back to it. So, Aaron's parents comes for Christmas, and they come for the Christmas vacation. And they come to see Aaron with the brothers getting divorced. So that's the thing. Tells Bobby, don't be you, which I was like, ooh, don't do that. And that was harsh. I was like, sure, got you. Bobby been Bobby the whole time. He just did not stop. Non-stop. Boom, 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 boom. Queer this. Yeah, LGBT this. Yeah, lesbians this. That. This, that. Found out the mom is the second grade teacher. I was like, I think he's him. Maybe we should teach them younger. And they have this argument. And then one left. And then they have an argument, and then they have a real argument, and then they part ways. It was like, you know what? But it was happening. And Aaron gets his text from a friend, that's his crush, and they start roughing each other up. Remember, broing. Aaron's really turned on by being masculine. It's just the thing. I don't know why. I do too. So, I don't know what I just did. That was wild. This happens. So Aaron and his crush are outside. Now, mind you, around Christmas break, for a Christmas party, him, the crush, Bobby, and another person that I did not mention. It's the third person that pops up for this movie as the fourth person. So they do a foursome too. And then it leaves foursomes into twosomes. And then before the parents come, Bobby says, hey, I don't want to be open. Is that okay with you? And then Aaron agrees. Aaron then goes to this club. And he's like, I don't know. I don't want to talk. You talk all the time. You talk. At the dinner, Bobby tells Aaron's parents, Aaron's miserable. And Aaron's parents is like, what? And Aaron was like, why? And then Bobby was like, ooh, I do. And so when they meet at the club, when Aaron's with the crush and they're doing the rough housing and everything happened, guess occurred. Now, Aaron also has wherewithal of Bobby, and he, I think, may not have slept with him. But you never know. Bobby catches them, and they break up. Bobby's biggest insecurity is that he does not feel masculine for enough for Aaron. And I think he never understood Aaron's attraction to him. Which I will tell people, the most human thing is that I think it is the cruelest things we do as people is that we don't know what makes us attractive. So, in theory, it always makes sense, but also in truth, it doesn't. Attraction is attraction. Whoever you're attracted to is who you're attracted to. Let me just say that. It's plain and simple. The harshest thing to tell someone truly is, I am attracted to you as is. I take you as you are. I love you as is. I take you as you are. That's how I love my girl, and I think that's how God loves me, because let's do that. But an insecurity of mine I even face from time to time is, but they're cute dudes. Like, why me? Eh, that's the thing. So Bobby insecurity has always been that. So that's been his biggest woe of the whole scenario, because Aaron's hot. He is hot. Billy Eichner in this movie, especially, is quite fucking hot as fuck. Like, shout out, sexy motherfucker. Not gonna lie, I was like, ooh, again, the start of the movie. Oh, but it gets human. This is probably the most human because do not forget, both of these people have hangups. So both of them don't know how to be in relationships. Both of them don't know how that. Bobby's open, like he's really open to be with someone, but he also has hangups. Both people. Don't forget, Aaron's the same way. They're the same, but they love each other. Something so magical about each other. It's something happening. Something's happening. Love is happening. But Aaron destroys his trust. And so Bobby tries to bulk up and he picks this guy up. There's a lot of hookups throughout the whole course of the movie. This one's funny because Bobby did the voice, the man voice, the mass voice. He gives it all the whole time. And then he gets in bed with this guy. It's actually a black guy. I was like, come on, being for all. Yes. But also, like, what wildness to do to have like also like this right here. And then like, oh my god, oh yeah, you have my number. You know, you should do that. You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that. Be you, right? Both are miserable before that happens. So it takes a while. Everything's shaping up. The idea they had, they said we're gonna kill it, and Bobby's on like before the hookup happened, he kind of explodes on everyone, and it's a very funny scene. They're at this night. He goes to a nightclub with his friends. He's out, nightclub. Okay, what we're doing. Like you meet people naturally. Where you gonna meet? Like you're still gonna, both are miserable. Aaron's miserable. Bobby's miserable. They have this chance thing. They go talk, and he's like, "I miss you. I love you." And Bobby's like, "I miss you, and I love you too. I felt happy with you." And he tells him that, and Aaron says back to Bobby, "I'm living proof that someone does love you. That you're not too difficult. I love you as you are. I take you as you are. I'm living proof. I love you." Right? Bobby says, "I can't. You destroy my trust." And as as the LGBT Center is opening, Bobby is dressed to the nines, first and foremost. Looks good. The family's back. They have everything happening. They open the center, and they're both having a heart to heart. To just hit with the streets. Bobby with his friend, the lady I mentioned earlier, the guy that was like, I don't know what she is, and Aaron with his brother, and they're both talking about it. Throughout the process of like the last part, Bobby helps Aaron realize that his dream. Aaron wants to be a chocolate. What is it? A chocolate. If you ever watched In Chocolate, that. So like he wants to really do. He wants to like do chocolates for like a living. He wanted to be a third person. Gay, sexy, but gay. Just saying. I'm not saying I mean anything about anyone, but like gay. That's a gay genre. I love that's a gay genre. And then by the end of the movie, okay, so that happens. They open the center. He both realize the potential. Center opens. Aaron rushes to the center. He says, Bobby responds, says, hey. And then Aaron comes. And then Bobby sings this song. I promise you, it probably was a good song. And then the montage comes of the moment of the movie. This is literally the Broy movie becomes the most happiest movie ever. But my God. And then at the end of the movie, the mom takes the kids, Zachary the kids, to the museum. And then, okay, before this happens, the cute button up is like, Bobby proposes to Aaron in 3 months. And we be together for 3 months and we'll assess it as we go. It's so beautiful. And as a whole, it is a very funny movie. I laughed a lot. I probably will laugh a lot more throughout the course of the movie. I did take a lot of pauses, but it is a good movie. Can I rewatch it? Yes. Will I rewatch it? Soon. It has a lot of elements of like Christmas in it. So it's a Christmas movie too, sort of. It's such a good movie. There are movies I won't watch. I don't watch often. Like rom-coms are fun for me to watch like every month, every 2 months. This is a movie I can probably have in rotation. Like Bridget Jones' Diary, I've watched it at least 4 times max. I probably watched when I was a teen. I watched it as an adult, and I watched it like 2 years ago, and I watched it like for this review, and I was like painfully clear of like, will I review this exactly? I will not, because it's still a good movie though. I recommend Bros. If you're a queer person, especially to feel seen, it is mainly a gay movie, and a lot of people like, well, you wouldn't mention it. What would you change about it? Nothing. It is diverse. It's a full diverse cast. He's a lot. That's all I can say. Um, would I rank it with the top 10? This could not be a top 10 for me. But it is a 8 out of 10 movie. It has strong point, strong viewpoint, different take, unique take. So all of those things are really great. It's very funny because you'll see it being in the movie and he was like, I'm supposed to make it Broly. And I was like, they made this movie so Broly. What are we doing? But that's all. I really don't want to like overhype this movie and underhype it. But I will say, if you are just a plus person or a person that sympathizes that want to know more stuff about it, this movie gives you somewhat of a thing, but it also states several times people gonna be people, and that's most of the story. It's nice to be intelligent. They do say that in part of the movie, but also it's good to watch this movie as like it's just a good watch. Watching this movie knowing I had to review it changed my whole atmosphere for the movie. If I watched it just like as a one watch with popcorn, I probably would have got through it easily. It was probably hard for me to watch because I was like, what can I take from this movie? What can I take? What can I take? What can I take? What can I take? And a lot was happening. So I finally watched it. I finally finished it. If you like this movie, watch it. I mean, if you like this review, subscribe. If you want to support the channel, links down below. If you want to hear more from me as a podcaster, I do have a podcast called The Moments with Jermaine Callando. D with 2 E's. Moments with Jermaine Callando. That's, Jermaine, Jeremie. Jermie. Callando, Callando. And that's all. This was a easy going movie. It did take a while. It has a pace. So, like, what's the biggest critique of it? The pacing problem happens. And it doesn't mean to have it, but it has to happen because it's the world is harsh on both of them in different ways. So Bobby has this big, big, big world that he's in. Aaron is introverted. So as a final thought, so you understand like why it has this like pace that's not the biggest one. Their worlds are so different. Aaron's world is like little. He does his job, people are dying. That's his job, people are dying. And he meets all these hot guys that are viral and everything like that. And the guy that has a lot of life is Bobby. So that's like his biggest like that's one of his like things he doesn't tell him. Bobby's life and his zest for life turns Aaron on more than he'll ever know. Bobby lusts for Aaron. One is because he's attractive, and also because he hates people. So that's what happens. Bobby's life is all these people, and Aaron's life is everyone dies. So that's the last end of it all. I want to give you that as a thing too, because I want you to understand like what they were trying to do throughout the course of the movie as well. It's a thing. I'm Jermaine Callando. I'm glad you watched. I know this is long, and I'm so sorry. It's a 2-hour movie, so 30 minutes, not that bad. Next one's gonna be All the Boys I Know. Oh, To All the Boys I Loved. All right, bye.